Who decides when a life is over, when it's not worth fighting for? Should it be medicine or an insurance company? Tonight's story begins with a motorcycle accident, and the ending is yet to be written. In the middle, a mother and father battling an insurance giant and Good Samaritans whose compassion helps save a life. From a very young age, Drew Kohn's parents knew he was an athlete. Always active, always on his feet.
Drew's very gifted. I don't think he crawled when he was a baby. It's time for him to start walking, he was running.
The Oak Leaf High graduate was a football standout, contemplating playing in a Canadian league. In July, just days before his 23rd birthday, he was sidelined in a tragic motorcycle accident. Casey and Ben Camback were driving down Atlantic Boulevard when they heard the crash.
We were about 40 yards past the initial accident, and we both kind of looked in the rear view at the same time. We kind of heard a noise, and that's when we immediately stopped, and everything kind of unfolded from there.
When they got to Drew, he wasn't breathing. The force of the impact so intense it knocked off his shoe and his helmet.
And I just knelt down to him and I told him just to keep breathing and just keep doing what he was doing. And he took a really deep breath in, and I just remember watching his stomach, and I could see his stomach just rising and falling, just barely, but I knew that was enough, that he was breathing.
Drew's parents were asleep when they got a knock at their door.
I said, you guys have got to go to the hospital. Drew's been in a really bad accident. It's serious.
Their athletic, active son laid lifeless in a hospital bed hooked up to machines.
And you see your son laying there, bandaged up, tubes running in and out of him, and you think the worst. But I didn't think the worst. As a father, I had to be strong.
Drew was in a coma, suffering from a traumatic brain injury, a spinal cord injury, broken ribs, a broken pelvis, and collapsed lungs.
I began praying for him in his condition and letting him know, we are here for you. We're not going anywhere. As long as you're breathing and you want to fight, we're going to fight with you.
His mom instantly became a warrior, refusing to believe the grim news doctors shared.
Every day, he's proving them wrong. Every single day. I mean, the second day, he's brain dead. And I said, no, he's not. And he said, this is all you're going to get.
Yolanda says more tests revealed Drew wasn't brain dead. And he is now off the ventilator.
He's opening his eyes. He is able to move a finger or a toe. It's progress rather than being on the ventilator, a mechanical ventilator. He's not on one. He's off. He's breathing on his own. He's breathing room air. That's progress. But with the insurances, it's, they're telling you in layman terms, it's not worth the fight. He's already dead. Like he's a throwaway.
The Kohns are now in the fight of their life, determined to get their son the help he needs. In October, Drew was moved to Brooks Rehab, but is expected to be discharged any day now.
It's not necessarily the hospital that's doing it, it's the insurance that dictates to the hospital. It's a battle with the insurance company.
Drew was accepted to the world-renowned Shepherd Center in Atlanta, which specializes in brain and spinal cord injuries, but his insurance refused to cover it.
It's just heartbreaking when people's benefit plans, don't allow them to get the care they need.
Speaking to us via Skype, Mitch Philhaber with the Shepherd Center says they see this happen all the time.
We've tracked for multiple years, based on the number of patients admitted to that level of care, how many of those patients have awakened within that 4 to 6 week period or sooner. So that percentage in virtually every case is better than 50 to 60%.
In the denial letter, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield says it was deemed experimental and not medically necessary. But the 4 to 6 week program is expensive, $6,000 to $10,000 per day.
I want to see the rehab facility and the insurance work together to give my son the quality of life that he deserves. There's just no way that people can work 70, 80 hours a week to pay insurance out of pocket, and the insurance is looking for every loophole not to pay out.
My child is not a number. He's my son. I know him. You can't make decisions in a closed room about my child and what was best for him, because I know what's best for him.
Because their insurance company, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, denied their appeal, their only option now is to move Drew back to their home. But even the simple act of going home isn't so simple. Their house was damaged during Hurricane Irma and is still in the process of being repaired and renovated to accommodate his special needs.
He has a lung condition where he can't have carpet, you know, and these are serious things that you have to be done immediately, adding ramps and rails.
While she and her husband continue to fight for their son, the strangers who stopped to help Drew on that fateful day now share an unbreakable bond with the kind and visit Drew regularly.
He's a person, and I just want every opportunity that he has to get better to be given to him.
And has this changed your life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it makes you think about things a lot differently.
And we need help. We need assistance desperately, because the quality of life that he deserves, the insurance is unwilling to do that, and that puts us kind of in a dead heat. We're you know, battling time.
Some good news. This evening, Senator Marco Rubio's office reached out to me and said they want to see what they can do to help this family. Now, the Kohns have one more appeal to file with their insurance company, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, which I want to point out is not part of Florida Blue. Anthem says due to federal privacy laws, they can't comment. Builders Care has stepped up to help this family with renovations, but there is still a lot more work to be done. So if you'd like to help, we have posted a link inside this story on firstcoastnews.com. And Anthony, that mom and dad are determined to keep on fighting for Drew. They are very hopeful that he will one day walk and talk again.
I'm sure they are. I can see it in their eyes that they are definitely dedicated to getting him what he needs. Yes.